Hello, beautiful daisies, and welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Olivia, and it's so good to see your beautiful face. I had the intention to do a spontaneous reading. I usually don't shuffle cards on screen because I can't shuffle and think at the same time, and then those cards came out, didn't get anything, and I felt called to this other deck that I got a little while back, which I haven't used. It's a Soul's Journey Oracle. And then that just completely told the story. So here we are, and it did end up being spontaneous in a way that I didn't expect, and that I'm also going to take as a message for this message that in your life, you may soon or in the future experience spontaneity that you were maybe already planning for, but it will unfold in a completely different way than you planned, but it will be exactly how it should be. Okay. So the first card that comes out is Redirect the Fire, and it's Transform Anger into Creative Power. Now I want to look at the card real quick. So I don't know if you could see it, but there's like a face here, and it looks like someone's like holding or trying to hold the current, and the current is moving very fast. It's very fiery. It's a stirring type of energy. It kind of looks like a whirlpool kind of energy, and right in the middle is a much calmer space and place. And I feel like if this message is for you, you could be in a place where your emotions are erratic at the moment. And I don't say that in like a judgmental way. I just mean like your emotions are very strong right now and they're pulling you this way, but you're like trying to pull them like, let's chill, like let's calm it down, and the old wounds want to speak. They want to have the stage, and you're trying to take your new found understanding, your new healing, and you're trying to be like, let's bring it in, let's take a breath, let's not be so what's the word? It'll come to me. Reactive is the word. And I think it's kind of funny that this card, my sweater, and the room, it's all very orange-red energy. So the energy is very fiery. My throat keeps doing that to me. I'm going to clear the energy with some Palo Santo real quick. So you could be feeling like you're trying to put a seatbelt on your emotions right now. You're like, sit in the seat. And it's like a child having a tantrum. They're like, no, no. And you're like, I need you to just sit in the seat, okay? And behave. And it feels like you're trying to make your feelings behave. And the message is to transform anger into creative power. So when you feel like you can't get your emotions in the car seat, I want you to try to redirect that energy, because it's a very loud energy, and I'm not saying you're being loud, but it's loud in your spirit. And it's distracting you a bit, and that's okay. It's hard when we want to move through things quickly, but the mind, the soul, the body, they all have their own timing, and it's hard to get them to all line up so that we can move on with our day, move on with our life. But you could at the same time be having a new creative endeavor that you're working on, or taking steps in your career right now. So the advice is to Take that fiery energy that keeps coming into your field that you keep trying to calm, and you can calm it, but instead of just trying to be like, hush, calm, like take it and put it into something. Okay, so whatever that is for you, you know, if it is your creative endeavor, if you paint, if you write, if you you craft, you speak, you sing, you could even go for a run. Just like get the energy moving. Try to like pound it out of your body, you know, in the most peaceful way for you, whatever works. But that is the energy, because it really this card is very, I love the illustrations, but it's kind of what's the word, tumultuous. Sometimes I shoot for words and I say the wrong word, but I also don't feel like I pronounce that correctly at all. You know what I'm saying, maybe. But it does. The being in the card looks a bit sad. And like you're beating up on yourself because you're not where you want to be yet. And you're like, why can't I just get there? Why can't I just kick this and move forward? And you will in your own time. It's just to not beat up on yourself so much, because another thing, the collective that I speak to, okay, you guys transmute energy on the daily, okay? You're not just going to work, clocking in and like being a regular human. Like you're doing really deep soul work energy, and you move through it very quickly, that you don't even, it's just like every day for you. But if you actually told people like what your internal world looked like, they would look at you like, okay, like they're stressing about like their bills, and you got the weight of, you know, I don't got to tell you. So it's like you move through energy so fast, you alchemize, you transmute so quickly, but you never give yourself a chance to stop and rest and be like, hey, good job, here's an ice cream. So the advice is to take a step back, look at what you just moved through, give yourself credit for making it to the other side of it, truly. Because you didn't have to. You could have stayed where you were, but you didn't. You chose growth over comfort. Go get a cookie. You know what I mean? But you just like, you hop to the next one. You're like, okay, next assignment, I'm ready. Next assignment. And that's great, because you move through your life. You will get, you know, where you need to go. But you also have to hold space for the fact that you're really tired and it hurt, and your heart might want to cry, and that's okay. Do that. Because again, we walk around with so much energy in our bodies. We don't realize it. And when our bodies are out of alignment, things show up, you know. Pain shows up in our body, you know, stiffness and headaches and skin issues, rashes, you know. That's how I see energy, the body. You know, if that applies for you, I think your body is your temple, and there's so many sensory signals that your body gives you to let you know that like, hey, something's going on here. It's not making me feel good. So when your body starts slowing down, you know, and your spirit is running, you know, it's like having to bring the soul and the body into balance so that they can both move together. Okay, because the spirit, the soul, it has no limitations, so they're flying. But your body is much more dense. It needs time to catch up. So it's really listening to what's going on, honoring it in the moment, not pushing it down, experiencing it, okay? And yes, it may be moving fast, but this is how you're going to slow it down, because you're going to put it into the proper things. You're going to use it as fuel instead of using it as something to slow you down. Okay, one sec. All right, so on that note, the next card we have is Grateful for Life. And it says, be thankful for your gifts. One cat starts, the other cat starts. Come on, it's a party. Here is the card. And once you really calm your internal waters, okay, you're going to start to feel much lighter, much brighter, okay? And one moment. Like I mentioned before, you could be stepping into a creative endeavor. You could be leveling up in your career. You could be taking a step forward in anything that has connection to your gifts. Now, these could be your physical gifts, like whatever you have in the physical, or these could be your spiritual gifts really coming online that are going to help you at this time. And I think your intuition is really going to be something that guides you at this time. And really, like I said, getting in tune with your body, clocking in with your intuition, and allowing your intuition to hold the line. This is funny. A couple months ago, I was just, moving about life, and I got this line that came through, and it was like, this is how it sounded too. It was like, hold the line, like a battle, like in a battle line, like hold the line. And that's all it was. It was like, hold the line. And it's like, when it came through, I was like, what? I was like, okay, like I'll hold the line. And like, as time has gone by, like that message has made a lot more sense. But the boys are playing. Hold on, they're active, and they're give me a sec. Okay, this message already has a lot of interruptions, but we're gonna keep going with the message. All right, so hold the line. All right, so I want your intuition to act as like the front line in a battle. All right, allow your intuition to be front and center and hold you in place when all that shit behind you, all those old programming thoughts, all the old bullshit, the old hurts, it comes up. I want your intuition to hold the line and be like, no, we're healing. We're moving through this. We're not going to self-sabotage. We're not going to spiral. We're going to breathe. We're going to use all the tools that we've learned up into this point. We're going to honor our nervous system. We're going to tap into our body. We're going to feel. We're going to ground. And then we're going to move through the world. We're not moving through the world with this, I cannot say it, tumultuous? Like, I don't even want you to see me. Don't look at me. Tumultuous. I'm embarrassed if that's not right, but it's okay. Like this card says, nothing is perfect. Release perfection and strive for excellence. We'll get there. Perfection is in recovery. You too? Okay, so yes, your intuition holding the line. And that applies in all areas of your life. It doesn't just have to be career. But I do really feel like this is connected to your creative gifts, your spiritual gifts. And your spiritual gifts, if you have, like there's intuition, and then there's clairvoyance and clairsentience, and I think they call them the 7 clairs. Those could really be, you could really be coming more tapped into those as well. So the next card that we have is Love Unites, and it says surrender to the attraction. Now, I I don't want to do love readings on here, which is funny because I love to watch them. But this is like an energy of love, but I feel like it's connected again to your creative endeavors, what you're moving towards. What you're moving towards that this is keeping you from at the moment. And I don't want to say it's keeping you from, because you're moving through it. You're doing your best to transmute this right now. But you're feeling a pull. Now this could be love, okay? I don't want to say that it's not. However it applies to you, you know. Don't allow me to put walls on what this is for you. But love unites. So it's surrendering to the attraction. So I feel like you're having a pull towards something, whatever that is. Okay. And there could be a resistance to it. Now, either that resistance is, it's too good to be true. No way it's going to work out. I'm not good enough. No shot. This wants you to surrender to the pull. Okay. And I want to take a second with the illustration because it's like a waterfall. But whoa. This looks like an ear to me. Oh, ooh, I love spirit. Okay. This looks like an ear to me. And then all the water that's coming out is like all your self-doubt, all that bullshit that holds you back. Surrender. Allow your intuition to be at the front of the line and let all that self-doubt drain out of here. Doesn't belong here anymore. It's old. It's so old. And you are becoming so new. You deserve new. You deserve, look how pretty this card is. It's pink and purple and green, and it's just so calming. But yeah, ooh. Yeah, let that stuff just release it in your own time. Surrender to it in your own time. I know that this is a process. It takes how long it takes, but that is the message, to really get those old limitations, those old voices of all the past people that ever told you, you know, that you can't, or to stop, or you can't make it, or however this applies to you, you know, all that. It's so heavy. Like, think of water, like how heavy water becomes when it's in a pail. Okay, you've been holding so much in here, and look how much is coming out too. It's not like we don't got a few drops. Like, this is like waterfall. Okay, surrender in your own time, but the advice is to really start to let it go, because it is holding you back. And we don't want it to hold you back. And you will get to where you're going, but you will determine how long that takes. So as all I want to say is this word that I do not feel confident to say, tumultuous. Is that right? It just keeps coming in. So as this card is, you're also, because this is all like internal. This is like your internal battle, right? But like, you're becoming softer within it all. And the next card is Joy of Generosity. It says, give and make room to receive. So this card is very soft. Okay. You're becoming softer. And you see how this being is like looking into this bowl, right? I feel like you're looking down into the bowl of all that you want to receive. but you're still learning how. Okay, and the collective I speak to, we've talked about, you're probably a recovering people pleaser. Okay, and us people pleasers are so rooted. We have a visitor. This is Winston, by the way. Right? Hi, baby. Okay, he just woke up from a nap. Yes, he did. Okay, I come home from work. I get visited by all three of them. So, all right. So he's just going to hang out with us. All right, so we were saying joy of generosity. You're learning how to receive, right? Okay, so people pleasers. We are so deeply rooted. God bless. In pleasing no matter what, no matter how it ails us, that we have like no no understanding on how to receive. It's like, no, like, really, take it all. I love you. Take it all. You can have it. And lastly, the storage on my phone was too full. So for whatever reason, this message has so many interruptions. And I think it just goes along with the message that you keep trying to walk forward, and you are, but there's a lot of old things that are kind of grabbing at you, that are interrupting your momentum forward. And that's okay. That's life. That's how we move through things, right? But the message is to keep going, because I am going to get to the end of this message. Okay. So like I was saying, people pleasing. I am sorry for all the interruption. I am. We don't know how to receive. We even like cringe a little at the thought of it. It's like, here. It's like, no, you keep it. It's like, no, like I want you to have it. It's like, no, you keep it. Like we don't even know, like however we grew up that made us a people pleaser. We weren't given a certain level of, I want to say witness. And I don't know if that's the right word, but that's the word that came through, like, but I think that is the right word. Like, you weren't witnessed. And when you're not witnessed, when it's kind of like people act like you're not there, we learn that giving gets people's attention. The more we give, you know, the more pleased they are with us. So we never received. And therefore, all we know is how to give it all away. And this is a very important time in your healing when you're learning to not give it all away. There is a healthy balance of showing up, giving to another, but knowing your bounds, knowing your worth, knowing your price, knowing how much your energy costs. And I heard this Natija Cave on YouTube. She's another reader. I love her. Go check her out if you feel called. She saves me on the daily. But she said a term, and she said, you have to see if people are energetically qualified. And that like hit me, boop, because it's so true. Like everything is energy, and there are people that will drain you dry. So you really got to scan to see if somebody is energetically qualified to be in your space. And then you can start to learn how to give then. But to really learning how to give within that space, and then because someone is energetically qualified, you won't have to, I don't know how to say this. The energetically qualified person, people, would never want you to drain yourself dry and empty. So like they'll almost like monitor for you, because they won't allow you to fall back into that lower state. To be like, hey, like they'll just meet you energetically where you are, and you won't have to calculate so much, really, or like at all. I don't want to say not at all, because people are people. People make mistakes. It's like, but I think it's first finding a safe environment that you can then learn how to give and receive in a healthy way. And if your energy is matched by another person, other people, it will naturally circulate, like a revolving door, because they match your energy, and it's right. They're not trying to drain you. They're not looking for you to fill them up. They fill themselves up, so anything they give to you, comes from a full cup. And then if your cup is full, same. I don't know if that made any sense. That was kind of like that went a little off that way, but I hope that made sense for somebody. But learning how to receive it, and this could be in love, and this could also be in your creative endeavors, your career, learning that you are worthy of receiving your accolades for what you put out. Okay? Like whatever you are creating in the world right now, what you present, know the worth of what you're presenting. Okay? Do people engage with it? Are you helping people heal? Are you bringing comfort to dark places of others? If you're a speaker, do your words find people in those moments and help them step out of it a little bit? Like you really gotta know what you bring, because I know what you bring. Like, it when it's here. You're like, I know what I bring. But like when you take it and then you put it over there, you have to remember the worth of what you bring. And then that will fill you up. So learn how to receive the accomplishments of your creations. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that when the good starts coming in, that it's like, oh, well, yeah, that would happen for anybody. No, babe. Okay. I hope that one made sense. And the next card, I brought this up before, is nothing is perfect. Release perfection and strive for excellence. So again, perfectionism. If you are a recovering people pleaser, you're also probably a recovering perfectionist. Because no matter what you did, it was never good enough. So you strive. Like on the spectrum, you're not in the middle. You used to, or you're still currently in that, perfectionism loop of like, if it's not perfect, I can't release it. If it's not perfect, it's not good enough. And this is a hard concept, because it's like, and I do this like with my videos, and sometimes like I'll say something, or I'll look a certain way or whatever, and I'm like, no, I can't. And it's like, it's the message that's important. It's the substance of what you do that's important. Okay. And it's hard because like half of you is like, just do it, and then the other half of you is like, it's not right. And it's like a battle to try to find that balance of being like, I'm a human, it's okay for me to be a human. That's really it. You are allowed to be alive. You are allowed to be a walking human like everybody else. Okay? And you will find balance in this. Just if it's not perfect, the more you do it, okay? And let me give you, like, from my own experience, the more you do something, the more you show up when it's not perfect. You know, you post the post anyway. You know, you bake those cookies and you bring them to the party anyway. You know, whatever it is, the more you do it when it's not right, yes, internally you will be twitching. You'll be like, I can't believe that they're like witnessing this trash. Like, that's how you feel about it, but it's not. It's so not, because anything that you do create that's like a little less than your perfect standard is still amazing. You know, you're just, because of not being seen and not being witnessed and not being told that whatever you were doing was beautiful. You know, you only got recognition when it was top tier 100%. And that really sucks. Because you're beautiful and you're amazing and you're smart and you're funny and you light up the room and you bring energy and you have a light about you that is so special. And those things are so much more important than the subconscious A+ that you feel like you, I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, the way you show up matters, but getting an A+ in math is not nearly as freaking important as getting an A+ in your character or how you show up in this world, okay? And how you're a trustworthy friend and how you're an honest human being and how you love with your whole heart and how you bring healing to others naturally and you don't even have to try. It's just who you are. That is where you put your effort. Okay? And then the thing that you do, the physical thing that you do, will not only meet a new standard, it'll meet a standard of authenticity. And then you'll start to feel softer in your authenticity. You won't shame it. Okay? Like, I love to bake. Now, the cookie can taste great, but if it looks a little lopsided, I'm like, if it comes out a little crunchier than I planned, it's like, don't eat it. Just don't even look at it. You know, and it's like, it's a cookie, dude. Chill. You know, but it takes up so much mental space, and it makes, and we make ourselves feel like crap unknowingly because it's subconscious, because somebody else made you feel that way. But like, this is like the stuff that's like still holding on, that holds you back. And again, you'll get there in your own time, but how you decide to move through these emotions will tell how long that will take for you, you know? And this card, it looks like an eyeball to me. You know, look at life differently. Look at the things that really matter. Your character is what matters. Who you are as a human is what matters. The grades you get, yes, They can get you, far academically, but also know that the internal work is really, the internal, it also looks like a black hole too. Like the internal work is where you want to strive for perfectionism. No one's perfect, but that's, to me, I think that's more important than anything else. And then everything else will fall into itself. You know what I mean? So the next card is pursue your dream. Have faith in your intuition. And again, this can be anything. But I think your dream, whatever that is for you, it brings you to a tranquil space. A soft, calming place. It brings you back down to earth. Yeah. You can rest. It ignites you in a way. It ignites you, but it also grounds you. And the message is to pursue those things. All right? Doing your best to not focus on the perfectionism of it, but just doing it. Because when you focus on the perfectionism of it, sometimes you won't even do it at all. And is not doing it at all better than showing up the best that you can and saying that you tried? Don't let the perfectionism of something make you regret later, And have faith in your intuition. Yeah, see, again, like we know, and we're not taught how to know. Like some people grow up very spiritually, and they're taught to tap in. But on the grand scale, not so much. We're taught to really look outside of ourselves for the validation, for the understanding, and everything we need to know is within us because our body speaks to us and tells us exactly how it feels about a certain situation, a certain person, and then that'll tell you exactly how you need to move. And when you follow your intuition, you'll always find yourself exactly where you need to be because you'll dodge the places where you're not meant and you'll walk towards the things that God is calling you to. So it's like really, we look outside to other people. Tell me what to do. What do you think I should do? And you look at what other people are doing and like, well, they're doing this. It's like, what does it feel like right here? The heart can be so loud. The call can be really loud. But we think that sometimes it's just another doubt. It's just another thought that's like, nah. So it's really coming out of your surroundings and bringing yourself to center and understanding what this temple is trying to guide you towards. What is it trying to tell you? Okay. Next card is life is opportunity. Live deeply, centered in love. Okay. And you see how, okay, first of all, how tall she's standing, right? And how open her heart is. She's leading with her heart chakra open, ready to receive. When our heart, I can't speak. When our heart chakra is closed, we're very guarded, we're very closed off, we don't know how to receive, we want to recoil, we want to pull into ourselves. Because of past pain makes you scared. Totally understandable. I feel you, But life is the opportunity. You know, we came here to experience our life. And life is out there, despite the hurt, despite the pain that's happened, despite, how things didn't work out in the past. You know, those things. No, I don't want to do that because I don't want to experience this again. No, I don't want to try because that happened 7 years ago. You're a different person now. You're more in tune with who you are. You understand so much more than you did then, you know, and that's this whole experience. You're not the same person you were 10 years ago. The amount of knowledge that you've racked up since then, the amount of understanding, not just about other people, but about yourself, what you want out of life, what you're willing to put up with. And I don't even want to say put up with, you know, it's like what your standards are, you know, you're not settling anymore. So that's amazing. And I know that it's scary to be like, but in my not settling, am I still going to end up settling somehow? You know, it's this fear that's like right here. It's this fear in your ear. And you're looking at all the things you want to receive. But because things weren't perfect in the past, it didn't work out in the past, it's stopping you from walking towards what you want. So in your own time, of course, anything I ever say is always an invitation, you know, to look at life different, to look at the past different, your pain different, you know, to just try to see it from a different lens. But the opportunity cannot find you if you're under the covers and under a rock. You know, if you allow the past to energetically put a helmet on you and be like, nope, it's so true. It's like giggle, but it's so true. And it stops us. And it closes us off. And then we're afraid to try again. And I get it. I understand. I do. But life is outside. There are beautiful people out there that exist. I know that you haven't been presented with grounded, kind, calm people, but they exist. And now that you're grounded, your nervous system is resting, recalibrating, you're gonna align with people who match your energy now. It's just following your intuition to know what is your intuition and what is your fears and your doubts. And again, your intuition does not make you scared. It does not make you worry. It does not make you confused. It does not make you anxious. Your intuition is a statement. Your anxiety is what if, you know? Your intuition is what is. I hope I said that right. There's a certain way to say that, and I hope I said that right. Anyway, your anxiety is what if. You know, what if I, what if he, she, they, them, what if? Can you control it anyway? No. Even if you know someone and how they're going to react, they might decide to act a completely different way that day. You can't control any of it. What is your heart calling you to do? Life is the opportunity. Life is outside. Life is outside of your comfort zone. Life is outside of your fears. All right. I did not, this is a sidebar, so I'm sorry, but someone needs to hear this. I was not raised religiously, okay? I wasn't raised really, anyway, I was raised to be a good person. I was raised to treat others how I want to be treated. I was taught to, if somebody was being excluded from the group, you know, you go be a friend to that friend, you know, like you be that person. Like I was taught to be honest. I was taught to be true. That's how I was raised. Okay. There was so much shit going on in my family. There was no time for spiritual structure. Okay. Literally, let's just call it what it is. Right. But it's funny because I came into my spirituality about 11 years ago. Like really came into like law of attraction, you know, all that, really understanding how life is energetic. And it's so funny because the more tapped in I get, the closer I'm leaning to God. You know, like I love the universe, my spirit guides, the universe, my ancestors. Like I think it's all the same. And I know, don't come at me, okay? Like generally on a basis line, it's being in obedience to a higher power, trusting that you are held and protected, and that there is a higher plan for your life, and how moving in the call of the universe or God will get you closer to your purpose, and being a good human being along the way, and just really having faith in that. So like I think that, I don't know why this is coming out, but I think that, you know, God made all creatures. Yes, this is so left. Okay, God made all creatures. Yes, all of us different. That's what I think is so weird, that we judge each other so, but like, who created us all? The same guy. You know what I mean? Okay, so, but we all learn different. We all express different. We all understand different. So there's so many different ways to come to the same path, you know? And that's why there's so much duality, Olivia, in the world. And I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. There's so much judgment towards others because maybe they walk a different path than us. And again, there's duality in everything. So like, you know, spiritually, there's duality. You know, people use it for good and people use it for bad. And in religion, there's duality. People, you know, the church, let's not talk about them, and, you know, and good. So it's like, no matter what lane you're in, people are the ones that decide how they're going to show up in said religion or spiritual practices, but it's not the practice itself. I know that went really off topic. Maybe not. You know, none of these messages are really off topic. But my point was, what I wanted to say, because I wanted you to lead with your heart, okay? And the reason I said that is because lately I've been leaning towards godly terms. You know, I've been leaning toward, you know, things, don't allow me to be arrogant, I'm learning here, but you know, like Psalms have been like popping up and stuff like that, and the advice that I've been getting, this is gonna sound so sad, but I'm like, God is like the father I never had. Like the advice that I'm getting, I'm like, you know, if someone just told me that, like maybe I would have made better choices in men. You know, but lately I've been getting this ping that anytime, like if I'm working out or if I feel scared to do something, or I want to recoil into like my my comfort zone, and maybe you already do this if like, you know, religion was, you heavily practiced it, you grew up that way, but anytime I like feel like oh, I can't do 5 more crunches, you know, like it's in my head, I think of like, I'm like, Jesus, how long was he up there? How much did he endure? Okay. How much did his body endure really before he passed on? So you can do it. You can do anything. And maybe that's common in, you know, the religious world. What do I say? But for me, it was like a different thought on life. I'm like, like my fears are nothing. And maybe that's the whole point of his sacrifice, right? Like I'm afraid to step out and like sing a song, dance a dance. It's like, that man, what are you scared of? You know? And it's almost like it's like a pep talk that I'm having with myself. Like, do it. Like, what? You know? And it's such a mindset. It's all in our minds. The way that we like, no, I can't. What do you mean you can't? You can't? I did. You know, he did. Look what I did. You can't? Your body can't? What? You're not capable? Excuse me? It's like the prime example of how capable the body is. It's all up here that we decide our limitations. Okay. That's that message. So, the next card is Portal to Success, and it's sow with love, harvest with joy. And when I look at this card, I think of like, see how it's like very abstract? Like, these shapes don't really all, like they fit together now, but like if you saw them all, you'd be like, that doesn't make any sense. I feel like all along the path, your path, it's like you've been, my phone storage keeps cutting me off, so I'm going to do my best to wrap this up. But it's like every point in your life that you've experienced thus far, maybe your path looked a little unconventional from the outside, but like it's all going to click and make sense when it's supposed to make sense, and nothing was for nothing. All right. And sow with love and harvest with joy. And just know that, like, nothing was, no, it wasn't all for nothing. Defeat doubt. Root the critic in the dark, okay? As you're getting closer to your success, to your, the next level in your creative endeavors, your careers, the doubt is going to creep in, you know, the old, that word keeps popping up again. I want to say it. I'm not going to say it. It pops up again, and it tries to take you off your path. But again, drain that shit. You don't need it anymore. It's prevented you enough in this lifetime, you know, and move through it as you need to, but just know that it's time to kick it. All right. I know it's been a dark road. It's been a long journey, and the critic is loud in the mind, but the advice is to let go of the past, move forward with confidence. Okay. I feel like this being here is kind of your past, and like you're moving on, you know, you're moving on to bigger and better things. You know, you're not operating the same way. You're showing up more for yourself. You're loving yourself more. You're stepping out with more confidence. You're staying true to yourself in how you move in life and in what you want. And it's like, it's the rear view mirror, you know? It was what it was. It taught you what you needed to learn. And however you can, let it go with grace. Kiss it up to God. Like, thank you for the lessons. Thank you for everything. Thank you to all those things for creating me to be this badass human that I now am, that I get to now step forward in my life and create magic. Thanks, babes. You know, like that's kind of like the perspective you really got to have with it, because it will break your heart. But you got to know that it formed you. It created you to be this magnificent being that you are today across this screen. I love you so much. You're so beautiful. You're kick-ass. You survived all of it. Go get an ice cream. Go buy yourself a cookie. Okay? I think the message to me is that I need a new phone, because if I get cut out one more time. All right, last card. Listen. Okay. Blessed assurance. Confidence conveys competence. So the more you step forward, with all the knowledge you've learned, holding your intuition at the front of the line, okay? Chasing your dreams, knowing that not everything is going to be perfect, but that's okay because that's what makes it authentic and beautiful, and that's what makes it you, okay? Learning how to receive so that you can finally enjoy the fruits of all the labor. There was so much labor, and you haven't had any fruit, all right? So it's time for you to know that you are worthy, and it's time to receive back all that you have given out so freely, okay? And walk forward with confidence, okay? Your success is based on how you want to move forward, okay? It's up to you. I know you're gonna kick ass because you're my collective and you guys are rock stars, okay? But how you choose to move forward every day with all this, all right? You deserve beauty. You deserve life that is light as a feather. And life is always going to life, but you deserve to come out of that cycle. All right? You don't live there anymore. Your soul doesn't live there anymore. Your body still might remember, but your soul doesn't live there anymore. Your heart doesn't live there anymore. Don't allow the past to stop you from getting your bottom of the deck delightful intimacy. Tend the flowering of friendship, okay? Walk off into the sunset. Whether that be with a lover, whether that be with your career, whether that be with your family, whatever it is, okay? You deserve to walk off from the past, away from all the bullshit, and enjoy your life and finally be happy because you haven't been happy. And you deserve happiness. Before my phone cuts me off again, I love you so much. I will see you in the next one, okay? Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you'd like to stick around here and get more messages like these and you like the vibe. You guys are my beautiful daisies and I love you with my whole heart and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.